friends, hope you are doing well. In our last video, if you remember, I had spoken about sum function and I had also shared that my upcoming video will be about conditional sum. So here I am with my SUMIF and SUMIFs function. The difference between SUMIF and SUMIFs function is the number of conditions that we can involve. In case of SUMIF, we can use only one condition while finding a total of a particular range. On the other hand, for SUMIFs function, I can use more than one criteria or condition to find the sum of a range. Now, for example, I have a scenario here which is an investment tracker wherein the number of rows that I am dealing with is around 2110. Now, what asked has been to find the total amount for these two categories. The total number of categories that exist within this list is 6. However, each category has been repeated multiple times basis the transaction type. Now, for this, since I have one condition that my category type should be LTC/INR, for which I need to find the total amount, so I will be using the SUMIF condition here. The syntax is equal to SUMIF open parenthesis range. Range is a group of cells that you would evaluate for a criteria, or in simple terms, it is the range where your criteria lies. In this case, my criteria is the category LTC/INR, which is in my column B. Hence, column B becomes my range. I'll select the cell B2, press Ctrl, Shift and down arrow key to select the entire range. Now, press a comma. Now that it's time to select the criteria. The criteria for me is the category LTC/INR, which is mentioned in the cell L7, comma. Now we need to find the sum range. Sum range is the range of group of cells that you want to find the sum of. Here in this case, since it's the total amount, it is mentioned in column I. I will be selecting from I1, Control Shift and down arrow key to select the entire range. Close the parenthesis and hit enter. The result that I get 94,63,874.81 is the total amount of interaction that has been done with the category type LTC/INR. Now, what can be done is we can do a similar action for the second category, which is XRP/INR. Here the difference will be that instead of selecting the cell for my criteria, I will be typing it within quotes. I'll select my range which starts from B2 to B2110, comma. Instead of selecting my criteria over here, I am typing it within quotes as it is a text function. XRP/INR. Close your quotes, comma, and select your sum range, which is the total amount column, that is I, and hit enter. What you get as a result is the total amount of interaction that has been done for the category XRP/INR. This was the SUMIF function wherein only one kind of criteria or condition was taken into account. Now let's look at a second example wherein I have the same list of categories mentioned. However, what I need to find separately is the number of times it has been bought, the total amount for it, and the total amount for all the cell type of transactions. Here, I have two conditions to look at. One, that it should be a particular category out of the list mentioned, and the second, either it should be a buy transaction type or it should be a sell transaction type. Here in this case, the syntax will be is equal to SUMIFs, your parenthesis open. We first select the sum range in this case. The sum range remains same for us, which is from I2 to I2110, comma. Criteria range 1, where my first criteria lies. Here the first criteria that I am selecting will be the category. So let me select the range from B2 to B2110, comma. My criteria 1 in this case is mentioned in the cell L14. I've selected the cell, comma, criteria 2. This is an optional range for me. In case I have more than one criteria, I can select that. In case I do not have, I can leave it. How do I come to know whether it's optional or not? Anything that is written within the box quotes means that is a optional thing. Now let me select my second criteria range. My second criteria range is going to be column C, that is my transaction type column, because that's where buy or sell, the second criteria, is written. I select my second column and then I select the cell where my second criteria lies, which is in the cell M14. Now close the parenthesis and hit enter. What we get as a result is the category LTC/INR bought value, which is 47,21,984. This is how we can find the results for all the Sumif conditions mentioned in this particular table. Alternatively, to simplify the entire process, what can be done is to use the absolute referencing over here. I can go ahead and fix my ranges which are not going to change even if I move my formula towards right or to bottom, which in this case would be my sum range, which is from I2 to I2110. Let me press the F4 key to fix it. My second range, which is from B2 to B2110, won't change. Let me fix this as well. L14 for me is gonna change. However, the column L is not gonna change. It's only the row number that will change. So let me put a $ before L. Now C2 to C2110 again I'll be fixing because the range is not going to change for the entire data set. And from M13 what I tend to fix is the 13, which is my row number, because buy and sell as words or headers are only mentioned in my row 13. Once I have fixed all the appropriate rows and columns and the arrays, I should be hitting an enter key. I should be selecting my cell, move towards the right bottom and see that my plus sign, which was bold initially, has been changed to a slim plus sign. Now I can just stretch it towards the cell column and then for the entire table. And within just one drag and drop option, the entire table has been filled. This is the most easiest way to get the end result, wherein you have any kind of condition involved and you would want to find a total of that. Hope you will find this video to be extremely useful. Please do try and use that. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel, and for any kind of queries, feel free to reach me at msexcel.freak@gmail.com. Bye bye. Have a great evening.